Hey guys, I hope everybody's having a fantastic day. Whether you're watching this in the morning, in the afternoon, or in the evening, I'm glad you're here. Today we're going to talk about a knife that my local buddy A to Z EDC has let me borrow and let me hang out with for a while so I could bring it with you guys. So if y'all get a chance, go over and check out A to Z EDC on Instagram. Super cool guys, got a lot of really cool knives. And if you get the chance and you're so inclined, please hit that subscribe button and that bell notification icon. I'd really appreciate it. So today we have a Rick Hinderer model, a Hinderer fixed blade. Comes in this leather sheath with the doodad on it. And this is, guys, the EDC, if you will, Emmett Bowie. Not the Ranch Bowie. We might get a chance to look at that, but that's a bigger knife. But this is the Emmett Bowie. This knife is what I would consider a solid chunk of 20 CV that is designed for any hard use you would use in a rural wilderness environment, if you were on a trail, if you were on a campsite, if you were in an urban environment. Everything about this knife, from the way that the handle affords you one really comfortable grip. You've got these really nice, I think they're micarta scales. And again, you could swap these out with, it's got the Hinderer pivot system with the split pivot, which you can put a penny in there and you can put a flathead or a dime in there and probably get those off. But it fits the hand perfectly. No hot spots. In my medium to large size hand, it's super comfortable, right? So there's nothing to move, nothing to bend. Just a very solid knife that you could pry with, even though I wouldn't recommend it. You could cut with, you could feather stick with, you could, heaven forbid, use for self-defense. It's got the Emmett Bowie, being its name. It's got a very distinct Bowie cut on that clip point blade. Has a very sharp, let's get and guys, it's going to be more of a working edge, and this paper is very, very thin, so it may not want to cut through it as smoothly as some of my other knives, but it is very, very sharp. Don't want to show pew-pews. But anyway, the Emmett Bowie I'm really interested in and was really glad to get to check out, because it does fit on the larger size of what I would consider EDCing. So I cannot picture this being like a backup EDC knife to my primary carry, but I could definitely see a knife like this, depending on the day and depending on what I was doing on a weekend, replacing my primary carry. Let's do a couple of quick size comparisons just to get an idea of how big this knife is or how not big it is. So that's it next to the Cold Steel 4MAX. Civivi Baby Banter. Put it up next to the Bug Out. As you guys can tell, it's a much bigger knife. It's going to even be considerably longer than the Spyderco Paramilitary 2, by about a ½ inch. We'll get some measurements in a second. But let's look at it next to a couple of popular fixed blades that you might be familiar with. The first we'll look at is the Bradford Guardian 3, which is, you know, a good EDC sized fixed blade. And that's the SE3. So a little bit larger than the SE3. And when you look at that blade stock, the handle is not going to be a ton thicker, but the blade stock is much more of a working, hard use blade stock, in my opinion, than the S35VN or even the Rex 45 on this Guardian 3. But anyways, let's get some, and again, it comes with this sheath, which is not my primary jam in terms of how I carry a sheath. So what I would do is I would look on the secondary. First thing I would do is see if there was a Kydex sheath available, just to get it on the quick. And then as soon as I get to where I could mail knives, because I've got two that need to go to Master Joda, Lancelot Leather, I would send it to him to get something done that I could carry more scout style. But the sheath's ample, it works, and guys, the knife feels great. There were a couple more things I wanted to compare it to, kind of for my own. Let's look at it next to an, I don't have an XM24. I have a feeling that's the XM 3.5 inch. And that is the flipperless Eclipse. So it's bigger than both those, and it'd be smaller than the XM24. That's making me think. But let's get some measurements on this guy. 8.5 inches overall, with a 3 3/4 inch blade, 4.5 inch handle, and that grip is 4 inches comfortably from here to here. So let's take a quick gander at the blade thickness on this guy. 0.169, 1685. I don't anticipate it being super thin behind the edge. 0.023, 0.025, 225. And then the handle, I'm guessing, is going to be 0.62. And this point, because it does taper down to quite a sharp pokey, 0.045. So guys, I have been really impressed with this knife. I've not broken down a lot of cardboard. I have carried it in its traditional style through my belt for a day. I have cut paper with it. I have put it through what I would think would, I don't have to necessarily feather stick with my buddy's knife to know that it would be a very ample feather sticker. It's just a really strong knife, and being 20 CV, I know it's going to be tough. I know it's made in the USA. I know regardless of all the controversy of soft heat treats, I feel confident that for what this knife was intended for, which is more of a hard use kind of camp and bush knife, it's up to the task. I'd feel comfortable trusting my life on it, and if it was the only knife I had out in the wilderness, I would feel blessed to have it. So again, it's bigger than what I would normally carry on my daily EDC, but it's definitely one to consider, and one I'm glad I got to show you guys. I really do like it. I think it's a great size knife. Brant, Hinderer Collector 41, has a knife, a fixed blade that they no longer make anymore, that's based on the 3-inch XM18. Super cool little knife, but this is one that I will not ever say never to. I mean, this could possibly, a knife like this, find its way in my collection when they drop. I think they run about $250, but I think it's well worth it for a very well-made Hinderer fixed blade. Guys, thank you for watching the video. Please, again, I hate to always ask, but analytics show that people watch and don't subscribe, please hit that subscribe button and please hit that bell notification icon. Doesn't cost a penny, and I'd really, really appreciate it. Please look out for the guy or gal to your left. Please look out for the guy or gal to your right. Please look out for one another. Go forward with love in your heart. Choose debate, not hate. I love you all. Peace.